Like the people who came before us thousands of years ago, they pursue baboons, antelopes, and rock hyraxes far within the untamed savannah, where danger lurks behind every bush. The Hadza people experience life in its most unadulterated state. They consume honey with larvae, drink murky water, and occasionally even meat that contains animal excrement. I will be a part of their tribe and observe their way of life for the next 3 days. Only about 150 years ago did the Hadza tribe, who had lived in northern Tanzania near Lake Eyasi for more than 50,000 years, make their first encounter with the modern world. They used clicks to communicate in a special language called Hadza. We were led to their chief by the members, Socorro, Rui. Their use of leather and furs demonstrates their hunting prowess. You have what on your head? Babyan, the newborn, learns not to weep while they are in pain because the tear's salt burns the open wound. In preparation for the upcoming hunt, this young group is making and fixing their equipment. Generation after generation has inherited this skill. What happened here, friend? They add distinctive designs to their arrows. They can identify the owner of an arrow if it is lost and discovered. It also identifies the shooter. They use bits of the animals they hunted to create these distinctive patterns on their bows. This demonstrates the hunter's skill and expertise. Bird feathers are also used to stabilize the arrow while it is in flight. They start by meticulously shaving a piece of wood. In order to create arrows, it needs to be as straight and light as it can be. They constantly monitor the development and correct any curves with their teeth. Which animal frightens you the most? We've assembled prior to the start of the day. To get the other hunters to wake up, Socorro starts shouting. Please be advised that you are about to see some potentially uncomfortable scenes. We respectfully request that you view the Hadza tribe's culture and way of life with an open mind. When everyone is prepared, we set out into the woods. Let's see what happens. The tribe is preparing. When the sun comes up, Socorro will lead the way as we venture into the wilderness. About 10 of our hunting dogs are with us and are constantly vigilant. Bows, knives, and both poison and non-poison arrows are carried by hunters. We're going to part ways now, Socorro indicated. Take a look. We will therefore follow this group. Socorro and the dogs are being followed by one of our crew members. We will occasionally divide into groups during the hunt. The dogs are our eyes and ears in this wide landscape. They are dispersing and scouring a large area. By using this tactic, we and the dogs can cover more terrain and improve our chances of seeing wildlife. They consume water in this manner. This dirty pond is what they use. They blow first, then they drink. Their immune system is robust enough to combat parasites and bacteria. Whether it is clean or not is irrelevant to them. The dogs have begun to run. Something is there. Hurry. He intends to insert the long stick into that hole. He is attempting to nudge the animal out. He is now creating a longer stick because the last one wasn't long enough. To make it simpler to catch the animal, the dog is attempting to dig a larger hole. They're surrendering. It's time to move on since time is valuable. The Hadza are nomadic people who don't cultivate or preserve food. They hunt and gather everything they need. They are working together to capture the squirrel. To confuse the animal and cause it to rush toward the other hunter, one hunter shakes the tree. They succeeded. The day's first hunt is this one. He slipped it into his belt. Now he's searching for his arrow. For them, every arrow is extremely valuable. Making one takes a lot of time. Socorro is being led to the location by the dogs to prevent the animal from escaping. He is covering the gaps with grass. We are unable to cross the river in front of us. Therefore, we are altering our course. It's time to finally relax. For hours have passed since we last went for a walk. When we gaze at this tree, we are usually struck by these things. They rip through our clothing and are sharp. Acacia is the name. Below, Socorro watches over the other hunters. The dogs devoured half of the rock hyrax they grabbed. Socorro is currently tumbling downhill via the rocks. His legs are pricked by thorns. To make room for himself, he starts chopping down the branches. Meanwhile, the child thrusts himself into the space between the stones. He vanishes entirely. The boy who entered this rock has been moving back and forth across the whole space. In a very small area, he and the dogs are looking for their prey. Below this rock, they fired another rock hyrax. There, they notice something else. Dogs are on it now, I believe. They are attempting to extract it. The dinner is ready. But it's still out of reach. They've caught the one in the nest. The animal is still alive. He's attempting to get away. going in that direction is a bad idea. The third rock hyrax is this one. The Hadza lost 90% of their territory to nearby tribes in under 50 years, who cleared trees and displaced wildlife to make space for cattle and crops. Animals now have a harder time hunting and surviving as a result of the population decline. Their lifestyle is under jeopardy. Take a look. By quickly spinning the arrow between his palms, he can start a fire in less than a minute. They now pause to eat a certain plant because they think it improves their vision and increases their chances of hunting. It is difficult to even walk in this terrain. Once more, I became trapped. In this manner, in the opposite direction, the youngster is trying to find a mongoose. He is checking all the gaps he can get to. This is how they live, so don't pass judgment. Our predecessors had survived in this way. The hunt was really exhausting. In under 7 hours, we traced animals in the highlands, covering 36,000 steps. The lower meat is what the baboons like, he says, which section. 2. Dogs are patiently awaiting a few morsels of the leftovers from the nails of the hunted animal. They begin to consume it. They don't throw any of it away. They eat the soft bones and the meat. With every bite they take, you can hear the pops and splits. Let's consume this portion. The Hadza people put a lot of work into their hunt, and I am honored that they share it with me. If you're curious about the taste of rock hyrax flesh, it's actually rather rubbery. They make new arrows in their spare time to replace the ones they misplaced during the hunt. The average lifespan of a Hadza tribe is about 30 years, and each tribe has about 30 members. In actuality, the high infant death rate is to blame. Only 1 or 2 of the 4 children born to a Hadza woman usually survive. Their liquid gold is honey. It is the most popular food in the tribe and is full of energy and essential nutrients. To keep them going strong in the outdoors, there is a baobab tree close by, up there. You can see a hole in that tree. The honey can be found there, inside this tree. There are thousands of bees. Another hunter is building a fire to make a smoking stick on the other side. He is determining whether these sticks are sturdy enough to support a human body. In order to temporarily calm the bees, he now inserts the smoking stick inside the hive. Thousands of bees are the source of this noisy humming. He still receives a lot of stings, but he endures the agony in order to reach the honey. The bees will leave the hive, and we don't want to be pursued by them, therefore he needs to move quickly. It contains very little honey. Most of it is wax. Additionally, some larvae are present. I'll show you. Honey serves as both nourishment and money for the Hadza. They trade it for corn flour, glass beads, tire shoes, and sharp metal tools. They don't utilize cash or even a sophisticated counting system. The only numbers in Hadza are 1 and 2. They don't keep track of time even now. Calendars and clocks are not appropriate here. They don't observe religious festivals or birthdays, which are time-based festivities. Is he aware of his age? Most of them are still unable to count to 10, while some have mastered Tanzania's official language and borrowed numbers. He must combine them in order to express numbers larger than 5, such as the 8 in this instance. What would he reply if I asked him at age 70? Since higher quantities are to abstract for them, they represent them using broad terms. Do they think about that monkey hunting all the time? We're getting ready for a larger hunt at 4 a.m. on the second day after a few hours of sleep. We will search for antelopes and baboons on this, our second day in the camp. One team member will remain here and document camp life while we track animals. Today's men are fixing their tools instead of going hunting. They had run out of poison. To acquire a bucket of water, the small child and the elderly man must first trek a considerable distance. Despite being busy with their everyday responsibilities, they remain vigilant and seize any chance to find food for the day. On his way back to camp, he discovers a huge snail. After multiple failed efforts, are those mountains visible to you? There are reportedly a lot of hyenas there. Young folks give snails to the elderly since they don't like the way they taste. Before leaving the seniors to starve to death, the younger members of the tribe used to hunt a large animal for the elderly and serve its meat as a last meal. These days, they share their hunts and tend to the elderly members. This branch is from the desert rose tree, which gives Hadza hunters a crucial component while battling large prey.